Yes, and welcome back to the Ash Williams Show. My name is Ash Williams, and I am fired up. This is an Ash and Ed episode, and we are joined by Ed's Dancing with the Stars partner, Jorja Freeman. These episodes have been sitting on Patreon for about 3 weeks for safety reasons, for sexual reasons. It's just safer to be behind a firewall for me, but I think it's safe for these to go to the internet. The safety of the World Wide Web. I hope you enjoy them. Of course, if you want them early, patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. Here it is. Enjoy the episode. It's like when you get off a roller coaster, George, and it's a bit bumpy, and you just need to settle your guts.
You think you're going to die for a quick sec?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ed and I, we were on a ride in LA.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
At Universal Studios.
Wasn't the Transformers ride?
No. It was The Simpsons, bro.
Oh my God, this was unbelievable.
And I honestly thought I was going to die.
Yeah, so what did you do?
I put my arm around the person next to me.
Yeah, who was a woman who was there with her husband. And what did you say to her after the ride was finished? Because you were wearing a singlet that was basically you're in the nude with tiny running shorts.
Oh, you're one of them.
And what did you say?
Bit of fun. What did I say? Like
No.
Sorry about that.
Yes, thanks, babe. I thought I was in trouble there.
Because you know what I had to do, Ed? I realised halfway through the ride that the actual carriage wasn't moving.
No.
And it was all the TV. So I just looked at the ground like a psycho the whole ride with my arm around the woman.
No, you weren't. You were like buried in her sort of, because I was sitting behind you and I was so thrilled by it. You were like buried in her neck. It was fantastic.
That is so weird.
As I've always said, when you think you're going to die, nothing matters.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
George, your internet's all right today.
Because I'm sitting right next to the router.
She's gone router side, and go back to the wall. Cricket memorabilia.
Oh, yeah, it looks like
it is.
Australia West Indies.
Dennis Keith Lilly.
Oh, DK.
Jeffrey Robert Thompson.
Ah, Tomo.
And someone else I can't quite see behind the chair.
Tomo. Wait, second.
Yeah.
Buckingham.
Rodney Hogg.
Oh, the Hogg.
The Hogg star.
Wow.
I have no idea any of these. I could say anyone.
They're dancers.
Yeah.
And there's also some golf memorabilia as well. Some horse
races.
No, I'm up here because isolation has really taken its toll on Gustavo, and he's still asleep.
It's 11:12.
Yeah.
We slept separately last night because I couldn't get to sleep, so I went and slept on the couch, and he's still sleeping.
Don't they have any spare beds at your joint?
There is, but it's minging.
What's minging about
It's
it?
minging.
The dog goes on it, and it's like a construction zone under there because they've had to pull the wall out, and there's
minging.
Spiders.
That's officially minging. That's one of her favourite words, Ash. Human and minging. Although she has washed her hair though.
I have. It's Monday.
Nice washed hair.
Hang on, Ed. Do you wash it on Sunday night or Monday morning?
Never.
So whenever it takes. Ash, when did you last time you washed your hair?
You've got long hair.
Saturday, bro. But I need conditioner, man.
You've gone one or two ways.
Yeah, no. I used a heavy dandruff shampoo, and then I dovetailed that into a normal shampoo. So I'm really jonesing for some conditioner.
Why did you use 2 shampoos? That's not very good for your hair or your scalp. That's probably why you have dandruff.
Yeah, I feel like one is a dandruff shampoo and one is a normal shampoo. So I don't want the dandruff shampoo to stay in the hair because it's too chemically, you know?
Yeah. I hear
you. He doesn't like that a girl's here giving you advice.
Ed, hang on. Ed, when was the last time you washed your hair?
I've stopped.
You can tell with that little fringe at the front.
I've stopped washing my hair, man. I'm getting lit because I once every like 3 weeks. Okay, let's start the podcast. Here we go. Hello, welcome to Ash and Ed. And today we've discovered the secret ingredient to spicing it up for your partner in self-ISO. And producer Ruby gets awkwardly caught out on her date. Oh no, sorry, that's from The Babble with Maddie J.
Hang on. Now, what's going on with the Babble? Where's Nat Bass?
She bailed, bruh.
What?
Bass bailed. I think she went to Mullumbimby. There's a growing selection of people who are going Byron / Mullumbimby way. But we will not be discussing them today because joining us again from what she claims is the best internet in her house. And so far it's been not too bad. Is Australia's favourite dancer, Jorja Freeman. Good morning.
Favorite dancer. I like that introduction. Let's keep that.
I like
Now,
that.
now we've got very specific topics today, friends. Very specific topics because you've both. I'm like the middleman in this.
Just on the dancing. Now, I know you're not going to like this, but George is going to love it. Photo I sent you of us doing the single ladies dance. We have a photo, folks. Okay, a photo of me, Ed Cavalier, and Husey doing a single ladies dance with three dwarves.
Little people.
Yep. Now, Ed, how do you feel about that?
You can tell by my face in the photo, George. How do I look in the photo?
He sent me this picture yesterday, and I said, well, was this before or after the Wolf of Wall Street opening scene?
Let's look like that. It looks
it
exactly
really
like
doesn't
that.
it? We were ahead of our time.
George, that was the video I was asking Coleman about. Because remember we had that conversation with Jason Coleman because that's where we shot it. But that was the video I was talking to him about.
Yeah, and I don't blame him for never remembering it or wanting to.
That was the day he told me I could have been a dancer.
And look at you now.
Yeah, exactly. You are. You are.
Was he right or wrong? I'm not sure.
He was very right.
And as if you're not going to remember that. Three, like, big dudes.
Yeah.
And with dwarves. Like,
Yeah.
come on, Coleman.
He remembered it, did No, come on. He remembered it, didn't he, George?
I mean, he did, but I feel like you had to give him a lot of facts before he went, oh, yeah. About.
Yeah, I was pedaling pretty hard for a while.
Yeah.
But how else would he know me, though? That's where he knows me from.
You were in a blonde wig. You didn't really look like yourself. You look like someone off RuPaul's Drag Race, let's be honest.
A winner or...
Ed, how do you feel about that photo going out to the masses?
Well, I sent it to Dave.
Game
you're
over.
done.
Yeah, and once you do that, you know what's going to happen. What I want though is I want it to prompt the video. Like
I'm trying to get it, dude. I've been messaging dwarves all weekend.
So last podcast was about a woman, and this weekend was about dwarves.
Now, what a sentence! That I mean,
No, I have. And
George, what have you been doing? Quote all weekend.
Absolutely nothing.
How far away are them brownies?
Do you know what I've gone? So I made brownies yesterday, Ash.
Mm.
And Gustavo had 2 with ice cream and cream last night.
Him.
And I had 2, but no one's really went in them.
Why?
I have no idea.
Because you're shit cool.
No, they're good. They're a bit chewy, but they're good.
Chewy's good though, because you can put them in the microwave.
I agree. Chewy's what you want in the brownie.
Yeah. And they're Donna Hay ones, which I have said, they're amazing. Big chocolate.
The Wi-Fi.
So if you're bored in isolation.
If you're bored in isolation. Well, if you're bored in isolation, you can bring me some. All right. We've got 2 very specific topics. I'm the middleman in this. You've both told me a topic that you want to hear from the other person. So I'm like a conduit. I'm going to put you 2 together here and link you up. Like those old, the people at the telephone exchange with the wires. That's me.
In other words, it's like us 2 have the interesting stories and you don't have a story.
Yeah, you're the bologna in the sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, then you guys did 2 pieces of white bread. Is
no,
that what
no.
you want to
We're
be?
sourdough. Actually, not sourdough. We're
Yeah,
olive
you're right.
loaf.
Georgia is sour as dough. Olive loaf. Let's go around and tell everyone say their favourite bread. Ash Williams.
Olive loaf with lots of butter.
Jorja Freeman.
Garlic bread.
Ed?
Technically, or if we're playing that game, then banana bread. But we're not. That's not the game we were playing. favorite sandwich style bread. That's Ash Williams.
Well, now this is a different caveat. It's got to be because I'm not going to have olive loaf with like a meatball sandwich per se. It's too much. I'd just go with a rye or a sourdough. Lock in sourdough.
Like a sourdough. Jorja Freeman.
Right.
There she is. What a good, look at her go. Just a true Aussie. Just some white bread, please. Of course, I'll be having the Bergen gluten-free with soy linseed. Thank you so much. All right.
What a loser.
Now, to the matter at hand.
One of those guys that goes into Baker's Delight, had the poor checkout.
As if I go into Baker's Delight.
I know you do. I know you do.
Be quiet.
Oh, poor women.
Aren't they insolvent?
Huh?
No. Baker's?
I thought they were cooked.
Nah.
Oh,
they're lit.
Oh,
No, they are, yeah.
Fucking no worries. Good work,
Well,
Bakers.
here
Maybe
anyways.
it's Brumbies. Brumbies are fucked.
Yeah.
No, Brumby's gone. Gonski.
Yeah.
Let's get it. And now, here we go. Stop distracting me, you two. So, first things first, we've got two stories we need here. We've got Ship Court and Escorts. One's an Ash Williams classic, and one is a Jorja Freeman modern day classic. Now, how should we decide who goes first?
I think Georgia can go first, Ed, because we've already whet our appetite in the previous episode about Ship Court.
Okay. So, George, still a lot of talk about cruise ships. You, of course, we're going to find out why it is that you probably will never be back on a cruise ship. So,
Hope he doesn't hear me down there. He'll come running up and say,
he's asleep, mate.
He's
asleep. If you those two Rohypnol brownies you slipped him last night, he's out for a while.
Absolutely. He's on the good gear. He ain't waking up for a long time.
he wishes.
Okay, go.
Right. So, what was this? About 3 years ago.
I have to jump in. How much time had you done on cruise ships up until this point?
I'd done 2 years. So each contract goes for about 6 months at a time.
And where were you leaving from and where were you going to?
We were in Europe somewhere. See, this is one of the things that you will learn when you're on ships. You have absolutely no idea where you are on any given day.
Wow.
And like days turn into like, it's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like Barcelona, Naples, Rome, France.
Your dad's in the background, George. Is that your dad? Or is that Gustavo?
It's Chris. That's Chris.
It's my dad.
It's a dad. It's Chris.
It's my dad.
Here he is. Nice trackies. About right.
Anyways, so always never a dull moment. So yeah, so that's what happens in on ships is you just like each day turns into like cities and countries.
Yeah.
It's quite
So do you
amazing.
sleep while they travel and you wake up? Oh, Barcelona.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you do like 9 till 5 in Barcelona, then you leave at 5 and you travel all night, and the next day you're miraculously in Italy.
And where are your shows? What time are the shows on that you do?
They're about 7 o'clock at night. So we're traveling. So that's a whole nother story. Sometimes like you're like dancing and it's like,
Yeah, if the waves are rocky and you've got to try and dance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a roller coaster.
Can we put up that video of you
There you
stacking
go.
it? Can you send that to us?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
ripper.
guys. That's not on a ship though. That's on solid land.
Oh, well.
Which is a bit of a worry.
Georgia, can you actually send that? Because we last time we keep saying send the footage and the clips.
All right, I
We're
will.
doing them in at this time, please.
Remind me at the end. Actually, and I'll send you Ed's one too. I'll get on to it today. I've got plenty.
Send me the Dancing with the Stars stuff too, because we've teased that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I will. There's a lot there. What am I saying? So ship court. So yeah, when you get in trouble on the ships, and plenty of us have done it, like plenty of us dancers, we don't often like to follow the rules. And when you get in trouble, you have to go up to this place called ship court. And and it's pretty much a court case and determines your future on the ship, whether you get a warning, like, because you can get 3 written warnings and then you're fired, or whether you're fired straight away, or whether you're just really told off, or whatever.
So there's a range of punishments that could be handed down at ship court.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to wait for your date and wait for your time.
Really, it's not just the next day. There's there's a roster of ship quarters.
There's a roster.
And how do you find out when your case is coming up?
You get a call from your manager. Like everyone has different managers. You get a call from your manager saying security will meet you at like, and they would say like staircase 10 elevator to go up to ship court, please. And you have to dress appropriately. Like you have to wear a suit.
Nice.
So what's the outfit for ship court? Like if you were going as a girl, like a guy would wear a suit, would you
Well,
wear?
I remember what I wore. I wore actually, that's weird, isn't it? I wore a black skirt because when I went, my bosses told me to go because I was a witness, to go because I was a female and I had to look nice.
Yeah, I mean, ship court, I mean, you're still on show. It's ship court, but still,
So I
trust me.
had to wear a dress. I wore a skirt above my knee with a heel. I wore like a booted heel. And
did you take any papers? Like, did you have like a dossier with you?
No, I didn't take anything.
And so the outfit you've got was heels, a skirt, and by the sounds of things, no top, which is a great decision.
Probably was exposing one shoulder. No,
that's nice.
Yeah,
that would have been nice. Was the judge Kyle Sandilands?
very, very similar.
All right. So what happens? So they say meet us here at this time. So you go in, you arrive at the staircase. Then what happens?
So you meet a security guard, and then you hop in the elevator with the security guard. He presses the button. You go all the way up to the bridge. Now the bridge is where they control the ship. It's where all the officers are. And it's a level that you can't ever go. You've got to have like a key to get up
so you're not allowed to. If you're a dancer, you can't just wander
No,
up and
never.
knock on the door and go, "Hey, give us a go." No, you can't go up
never.
there. Okay.
Nice.
So you go up to the bridge, and the security escorts you into this room, which is like the captain's office. Now, when you go into all the officers are there. That you've got the staff captain, the chief engineer for some reason.
The engineer.
Like all of the important people.
How many in there? So when you walk in, you're there in your skirt. How many are there? How many are you looking at?
There are about 10, and they're all men.
Far out.
There's no women.
And how are they dressed? Like, are they seated all around like a U shape? Okay.
So they were like the captain's at his desk, and they were all sat around the side.
And what's the captain got on?
He has, well, it depends. If it's in the daytime, which it usually is, they all have to wear their whites and like all white. Yeah, like the cricketers. And
like Hoggy.
Depending on how important they are, they have more stripes on their shoulders.
The epaulets.
So like 4 or 5 stripes is the key. But like the one stripes you don't even look at.
Yeah, shut up, fuckwit.
Yeah. So anyway, the captain's got about 18 stripes on him. And he sits there, and you have to sit down at his desk, and then he reads out your charge. He reads out your charge. And keep in mind, like the charges usually are quite funny and quite like they're a joke. So like another person I know got fired for having a sock over his smoke detector in his room.
So the captain had to say, "You are charged with sock over smoke detector."
Yeah, pretty much, like in their own fancy way.
Sorry, Georgia, how did he know there was a sock over the smoke detector?
Well, that's a whole other thing. We get cabin inspections every 2 weeks where the officers come and knock on your door.
It's like prison.
And you have to have your room clean. And if your room's not clean, you get written up, and you have to go up to ship court.
It's Shawshank Redemption in there.
Why? Who cares if your room's clean?
The warden.
Exactly. Bigger fish to fry, people. This is why probably Corona was so bad, because they were too busy doing cabin inspections.
Yeah. They're getting somewhere.
Socks on smoke detectors. This motherfucker's got Corona.
Exactly. Don't care.
Like that prick's coughing. I can hear him. Yeah, but his smoke detectors are sock free, I think you'll find.
This is like that, and everyone used to have to hide their stuff when you'd have to hide your coffee machines because you weren't allowed anything like that, or a kettle. Oh, if you had a kettle in your room, you were screwed. So
you meant to have a cup of tea.
You're meant to go up to the buffet and get one.
But then you've got to wait behind the passengers.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that.
Honestly, it's a whole other world. Anyway, so we were up there, and the captain read out the charge, and then
which was being pissed at rehearsal.
Yes, I know, at a show.
Someone was charged with being drunk at a show.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now to me, that does seem more serious than sock on a smoke detector.
Well, you couldn't really say that. He had been doing the act, but wasn't really that bad. We were just having fun. And we've all done worse things.
All right.
And anyway, so they read out the charge like he had legit murdered someone. and was very serious. And then they're like, do you have anything, like, do you have to defend yourself, whatever?
Are you allowed to take someone as your defense counsel?
Well, that was me.
Oh, so you were lawyer, Georgia.
I was witness, like, yeah. That's why I got chosen
so you were
to go.
witness / lawyer.
/ sound like a prostitute that I had to go and look nice.
Witness / prostitute / lawyer is not something you see often.
No,
but
only
it's a new angle.
Yeah.
So we went in there, and then I sort of spoke for him.
What did you say?
Then,
what was your defense?
I was just like, this is someone's livelihood, and everyone makes mistakes.
Oh, so you weren't denying the drunkenness?
No, not at all.
Because had he failed, or had this person failed a breathalyzer?
Yeah.
Oh, and but hang on, how did they breathalyze everybody?
No. They just breathalyzed. They just breathalyzed him. So,
because I thought you might have been breathalyzed before you danced. That's fine.
No, you can get randomly tested at any times. That they can just call you up for a drug test, and you then have to go straight down to medical and take a drug test.
Has anyone ever failed a drug test?
Actually, when we got on one day, when we started a contract, there was sniffer dogs and coppers all on the ship, and they escorted like 6 people off.
Wait, new dancers came on, they got sniffed straight back off?
No, we were coming on, our group of dancers were coming on, and it just happened to be when we were getting on, there was this massive deal on the ship, and there were sniffer dogs and like,
Jesus,
I don't know, all of them.
Far out.
Honestly, the stories are just...
Okay, so let's get back to shift court. So you didn't argue that this person wasn't over the limit. You didn't argue that.
No, I mean, proof's in the pudding. But like I just had to say livelihood, and and being such a good ambassador for the company, which he had, and all this sort of stuff. And like I had all my points. Like I had to work on points with our bosses and like try and whatever.
Did you call any character witnesses?
No, you could only have me. You could only have one.
That's bullshit.
You only have one.
There's a lot of cases, Ed. I got a lot of cases to get.
Yeah, you're right. I got a lot of socks. Yep.
And anyway, so I read out my plea and whatever, and I thought it was pretty spot on. Like I thought I had it. I thought if I had saved him, I was never gonna let him. I was gonna hold on to that for the rest of my life. I know. Like I was gonna become a lawyer. I thought if I won it, I was going to become a lawyer.
This is it.
Anyways, and then we had to step outside for like 5 minutes after I spoke. And I was like, this is good. It's taking time. Like, this is good that they're rethinking their...
Juries take longer.
Rethinking.
Yep.
And then we went in and we failed. And he was like, no, you're terminated. You're terminated. Like, as much as I don't want to do this, you're terminated, whatever. And then I just like flipped.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, no, this isn't right. How can you do this to someone? Whatever.
Yeah.
And had no idea of the hierarchy. Couldn't care less about 18
Were you pointing at people?
I don't think I was pointing, but I was like because you're meant to have respect and you're meant to call them captain and all that sort of stuff. Well, that all went out the window.
Yeah, you fucking...
And then I think he was crying and whatever. It was very emotional.
You still drunk?
All
he was thinking about was the loss of the cash.
By this stage, he was coming down on some pretty heavy pingers as well.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, it's worth the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we had to like sign this document. And I was so, so angry. I was just like, oh, these people just don't know how to treat people and all this.
Yeah.
I threw the pen at the captain.
Yeah.
And then I think he sort of like looked at me and just and was a bit awkward. And then we just left. And then security had to escort him off the ship.
Like immediately.
Well, he had to pack his bags and whatever. It was very it was a whole ordeal. Like the whole cast was there. Anyways, and that happened. And then later that day after he'd left, I got then called into the manager's office, and then I got a written warning, and my charge was throwing a pen at the captain.
Yeah, which is, to be fair, exactly what you did.
Yeah, and I said, well, but then at the meeting, I recorded this meeting with the manager because I was like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to record this meeting just to have it on, so I know, like, if I've got a leg to stand on.
For your podcast.
But I lost it, like my phone. I was devastated. Devastated.
Yeah.
But
sure,
got a
you
new
lost
phone.
it, Georgia.
Yeah.
I actually did. I was fuming about it.
Yeah,
I was fuming about it. And then for the rest of my contract, I really had a hard time getting anyone to like me.
What had you done wrong?
Well, no, all my friends loved me, but the actual management hated me.
You're a pen thrower, mate. You're a pen thrower, mate.
Here's a question, Georgia.
Yeah.
Where did the pen hit? Did it hit him on the head?
No, I think it hit him like I threw it across the table and it hit him on. I think it might have stained his little white suit.
So you're pointing, it hit him in the guts. Pen in the
Yeah,
guts?
a little bit. Like
I
just like threw it like
It's an
that.
underarm pen throw in the guts.
Yeah.
Surely that's just a slap on the hand. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. It
come
wasn't like I piffed it at him like I wanted to.
Now, Georgia, crucial.
Mm.
What did you do on the way out? As he was being let off the ship, what did you do?
So the reason why he was someone dobbed on him that he
Yes.
had been drinking.
See, Ash,
So
he'd
Like
be
it.
dobbed in.
good.
yeah, he'd be dobbed in. Anyways, and the person that did that, I know who it is. And I just through on my own research, I found out who it was. And when he was walking off the ship, I passed that guy's room and I spat on his door.
Yeah.
Boom. On the handle?
Right in the middle, smack bang in the middle.
On the door. Okay. Did you do any handle work?
Nah. And then at the time, my best friend just looked at me, like as we were walking, he goes, really?
Yeah, man.
No, that's
Really?
cool. And was it like, just for the players at home, was it a colourful spit or was it just a whitey?
I don't know. It was on a red door. And I did it and then I realized what I did and I quickly ran. So I didn't have any time to see what the result was.
Yeah.
But I think it was a pretty good one.
Would he have seen it and gone, "Oh, I know who that's from"?
I'm really not sure. We never spoke again. He actually filed a workplace bullying thing against me because I didn't speak to him ever again.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
I
never
should write a book on this.
Wow,
You
issue.
should. This is a podcast, True Crime.
Yeah.
But,
This is our first time at True Crime, Ash. We've never done True Crime before.
well, here's something, Ed. for
Actually, you
any-
know what? If for future episodes, we do True Crime now, but we only do True Crime that happened on the water. We are the only podcast in the world, Ash. This is a niche that does nautical true crime.
I love it.
Maritime.
Maritime true crime. It rhymes.
love it.
Thank you, Georgia. Maritime true crime. Someone do something. Well done.
This is it.
Well, I've got plenty.
If you love water rats, you're going to love our new podcast. And also, Ed, for any would-be lawyers out there, and if you are defending any sock fire alarm people, just say, if the sock doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Oh, that's excellent.
Boom.
He's written that down an hour ago, and now he's fired up about it. Georgia, you fired up about that one?
I mean, it sounds interesting.
I love
You don't
that.
know where
It's
it's from, do you, George?
Huh?
You don't
No.
know where it's from the OJ trial. If the glove doesn't fit, you must.
See, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
You're not an OJ gal?
I mean, a sock on the fire thing, like really.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear
but
you,
if you
sister.
can come up with some rhiming stuff in the courtroom,
Yeah,
like
exactly. It helps.
when Johnny, whatever his name was, did the
Cochran.
Johnny Cochran, when the cock came up with that, you go, OJ is getting off. What a lawyer!
Yeah. Who writes this stuff?
You know?
Put the grab in, Ash. Because the way
I'm
you did this is
moving.
amazing.
I'm
Where are you
moving
going?
in my.
Okay.
Don't. We love where you were,
Yeah, but
George.
no,
George.
my dad's home and he's very loud.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
mind if it chimes
Right
in.
now, we're going to insert Johnny Cochran.
Remember these words. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Boom, we're back.
Oh, not in the dungeon. She's gone to the dungeon.
Going to the
We're
dungeon.
talking about my location.
All right. Now, Ash.
Yes, buddy. So you want the escort story?
Yeah, I do.
Now, mate, you're...
Escorts, God.
Well, no,
This could go.
Ed was with me in
many
LA when
ways.
this happened. So, Ed, you can jump in with any further detail.
Hmm. That's how it works, by the way, Georgia. He forgets things and I remember the detail. That's how it works.
Because you're so specific.
Now, I've got this written down, but I'm just going to see what we get. So I was on a modeling website called Model Mayhem, which is really dodgy. It's for cash only jobs and FTP, which I think is something weird. It says you're not going to get paid. It means you get the photos.
No,
and that's-
photos for portfolio. Isn't it FFP or something like that? It's photos for portfolio or something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway, you're not
something
getting
like-
paid. Yeah.
You're not getting anything. And
Exposure.
so then I got a message from this guy called
Exactly.
Garen, which is Darren with a G.
Yeah.
And Garen said, do you want to come and work for Gigolos? right? And I'm the producer of Gigolos, the TV show on HBO. Why don't we catch up for a meeting?
And remember what happened, Ash? The weird thing about that is that I had a meeting at CBS, and just as this happened, I had seen him at the supermarket as this was taking place.
Garen?
Yes. So we thought it was a sign.
Jesus, dude.
That's how it came up, because I said, you'll never guess who I saw at the supermarket. You said, you'll never guess who just messaged me.
Ash is acting like this is the first time he's ever heard
This happens a lot.
story.
This happens a lot.
I honestly think that this is the first time I've heard this.
No,
Incredible
because
information.
that's how it
Ed.
came up.
Lucky you've never been on a ship.
So then Garen messaged me and says, do you want to meet at this, what was it? It was like a
It's a
hotel
bar at
at
LAX.
the airport. It was
Yeah.
next to the airport, LAX. And I met him and we sat down and we spoke for 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And I knew that he was alluding to prostitution. He's like,
Yeah.
bro, you can make, $400 for 4 hours. And then I was just like, but do I have sex with them, Garen? And he goes, no, bro. Just, it's just chemistry. It's just companionship. And he's winking at me. Right? And then I didn't say anything about the wink because I didn't want to be rude. And then
Thought it was a twitch. Thought it was like a nervous twitch.
I just thought, exactly. I hang out with a lot of
If
twitchy
someone's
people.
if someone's winking profusely at you, don't mention it. It could be a thing. You never.
Right? So then I've gone in again. I said, so just to clarify, look, by the way, I'm Switzerland. I'm cool. Sex, no sex, just need to know. He goes, no sex, wink, right? And
Classic.
I'm like thinking again, in my head thinking, that was definitely a wink. And then I thought, I'm just going to keep it professional. I said, mate, thanks again for the meeting.
Yep.
And then he called me
On the way out.
on the way out, and I which I thought was weird. And I said, Garen. He goes, hey, bro. So yeah, man, it's you got to have sex with him. I said, why are you telling me now? He goes, because I thought you were wearing a wire.
Yeah.
And, prostitution is illegal in Los Angeles. So, and I go, but how do you know I'm not wearing a wire now?
You rang me.
Well, exactly. It's just like, and he's like, no, I just know. I've got a feeling. I'm like, your feeling's terrible. Where was that feeling half an hour ago? And then I said, look, dude, I just want to do a companion thing to start. I want to see if this is the life I want to lead. He said, I'll set you up with an Asian lady called Jenny in Ventura, and you'll be paid $800 cash for 4 hours to hang out with Jenny. All you've got to do is drink champagne and eat sushi and make Jenny feel good about herself. I said, so just clarifying, no sex. And he said, no sex. I said, are you winking on the phone? He said, no, I'm not, okay? No
What
sex.
happens in ballroom dancing? Boys do that.
What?
Boys do that. What you're doing, like they go out and they dance with ladies, champagne, dinner, dance. It's called tea dancing. And
What do
they
they
pay
get
them
paid?
thousands of dollars. Oh,
What?
Gustavo used to do it.
Whoa. Get him on. Hang on.
Gustavo used to do it, I think. A lot of the Italians and a lot of the boys go over to China and Hong Kong and they get paid a lot of money to spend a night with women to dance at like an event.
That is nice.
But and then sex, yeah?
Well, I don't know. I should ask him.
Definitely cuddles.
Tea dancing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is cool.
So Ash, you pretty much wanted, like, got asked to be a tea
Yeah,
dancer.
hang on. So yeah, here we go. That was a good
No.
adjunct though. Well done. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so then we have a wonderful time. I said, Jenny, what brings you here? This is costing you $800.
Hang on, so you took the date, didn't you? You took the date.
Fucking oath, bro. And also,
Yeah, he didn't. He's told he hasn't had to have sex. That's all right.
the wrinkle in that, Ed, is I was coming off my first ever major TV show. Was it The X's? No,
Yeah.
no, it was
No,
the other show that I did. Can't even remember. The one with
X on the
Kristen
Beach.
Johnson. Anyway, I was coming off a TV set and going straight to the date. And I said to Jenny, I said, why are you here? She goes, look, my husband, he's not into blowjobs anymore. I used to give him 3 blowjobs a day and now he's not into that. And I just want to feel wanted. And I said, oh, Jenny, you're killing me. You're beautiful, by the way, Jenny. She was beautiful. And I was thinking to myself, I reckon I might have sex with Jenny.
beautiful.
How old's Jenny?
Jenny's about-
Jenny's an older name.
Age is just not a number.
No, I'm
well
interested.
said, Ed. No, she's
Come
about,
on,
she was
Georgia.
50, but she was beautiful Chinese, so about 30, I reckon.
Chinese too, see?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Georgia. Yeah,
So
beautiful.
why is
Yeah.
that Chinese sea?
No,
because like that's
yeah,
Hong Kong, and that they love being taken out. Like the Chinese, women, they love being taken out by like Western men. And see, it's a thing.
Yep.
The whole
Absolutely.
industry.
Absolutely. And so we had a wonderful time. I drank a lot of champagne. She handed me the $800 in a Hello Kitty envelope, legitimately.
Very on brand.
And then I left. I walked out.
Standard.
I walked into H&M, and I was just like thinking, I am the best businessman of all time. And then I got a call from Garen saying, bro, you hit it out of the park, you cheeky dog. I knew you would. Look, man, good news is Jenny wants to see you again, but this time for a weekend. And this is going to pay, it was like $2,000. And then I thought, I'm going to have to call you back, Garen. And I spoke to you, Ed, because you were in LA at the time. We spent the weekend.
Was that on another date?
Well, I wanted to, because it was a big decision, a very big decision. And we decided to not go ahead with it.
We did. We talked about it forever. And if it was just this once, if it was just dinner, but it was just a door, wasn't it? It was a door.
Yeah, I remember that food court mall on the corner of Sunset Boulevard and Crescent Heights Road there. And we're at the Sunset Cinema there. And I was sitting there and I was really, could have gone either way, mate. And I was like, this is a big call in my life. This is Sliding Doors, Gwyneth Paltrow, but the Triple X version. Because once you go down that road, you're not coming back. And Garen did say to me, you could be one of the best we've ever seen. And I
remember he kept telling you that.
Yeah, he kept saying that.
He kept saying, mate, you could be one of the all-time greats. You could be one of the all-time greats. But you've forgotten the sticking point.
What is that?
The website.
Oh, when he wanted me on the website.
Yes.
Yeah, because then he goes, okay, bro, we're now going to put you on the website. All right, let's make this official. Because my name was Jasper. Okay, so
which
Jasper,
was a name that you'd invented when you did.
That was my character name for the tickling videos. Yep. So I said, let's keep it Jasper. I don't want mum seeing this. And then he goes, all right, let's get Jasper on the Gigolo's website. And then I said, listen, Garen, no website. He said, what? No website? I said, no, Garen. If you're going to have me in this life, it's no website. He goes, we need the website. I said, well, he goes, well, call me Monday, buddy. And I called him and said, thank you, but no thank you.
He was disappointed. I remember he was bummed. He was like, you could have made so much money.
Yeah, bro.
Darren, I mean, there's so many red flags there. Like from the beginning, the fact that his name was Garen. Garen. Like,
memorable.
Garen.
Now, do you think, Georgia, hearing this story for the first time, do you think he should have just done the once off the weekend?
I mean, if coronavirus would have been in our future, yes.
Interesting. If we could tell, well...
No, you can't, Ed, because then I'm still a prostitute. And there's nothing wrong with being a prostitute.
No.
There's just a different flavour in my career backstory.
Well, George, what about the tea dancers? I don't feel like these blokes are just ballroom dancing with these women.
No, that it's like a fascination for the Asian women, and you should see how they come dressed. Some of them have come on the ships before, and they've paid the boys on the ships, and they get cash.
Hang on. What do you mean? So you finish your show, and then what?
So the women, like the boys, take them for dance classes, and then the women get dressed up, come and watch the show, and then they want the boys to take her out for dinner.
But you don't get sent off the ship for that. But you lose your job over a sock.
It's all about not getting caught.
Oh,
fun.
Wow.
But they would bring thousands, and they would charge like $250 for like half an hour. And she would do like 6 hours in a row of dance lessons. Like they'd get that much money. And I mean, these women are they come to like the show in like ballroom costumes.
Wow.
And like proper ballroom costumes. And that's like Ashla. So she was Asian, but was she like? What was she wearing?
Nice cocktail dress, and she had. How do I say this politely, she'd had a boob job.
Beautiful story.
Can you tell fake from real? Can you?
Oh, Ash is one of the all-time greats.
It's one of my skills, and I'm not even trying to sound smart when I say this. I can pick them like just through jumpers, through loose-fitting jumpers, through
some of the loosest fitting jumpers I've ever seen. He's picked, and like I'm talking like big ones. I'm like those old Weiss or Coogee or like Cuda lines. I'm talking large jumpers.
But how do you know you're correct? Do you ask them?
Oh no, it ends up being a initial. It's like, you know, when people are allowed to go and just start mining, and if there's gold underneath, they get to keep it. That's how it works. It becomes your plot. It's like that. Ash will go, I think, and then time will go past and something will happen, and he'll be proved correct. It's quite incredible.
And then we'll have the evidence, and then sometimes I might have ended up dating them, like, 3 or 4 years later, and I said,
Beautiful
I told
story.
you, mate. I told you.
Yeah.
But look.
Well, there you go.
Real
Ship courts
or-
and escorts, guys.
Yeah.
You've really come through. I'd love to finish with one quick story, Ash. So George, Ash has been thinking about going back to LA, but he's got to avoid a woman.
Now, Ed, this is so interesting you say this. How do you fucking bring this up?
I just felt like we had to today. I don't know why.
Ed, are you hacking my phone? Do you have my phone?
I don't, but I'd love to.
She added me on my Patreon Instagram yesterday.
Get lost.
Tell the
story. You haven't heard from this woman in 4 years.
No, bro.
That's it.
Is it
Something's
Jenny?
happening, George.
Jenny?
It's not Jenny. That's funny. Okay, so.
Actually, that's a good tie-in. This is a good time. Well, thank you, Georgia. That goes on the notepad.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Elizabeth was a woman that you met at the gym, correct?
Yes.
Of course you did. Living in LA, everyone meets at the gym.
No, in the hottest gym, Equinox in West Hollywood. The hottest gym that there is. Cameron Diaz is over there. Who cares?
Yep.
Couldn't kill us.
Mickey
Rourke was there.
Yep.
Ash,
Fabio.
Yep. That's one of your classics. What did you say to Fabio?
Nice hair.
Nice hair. Brilliant. And then...
But remember, Ed, I tried that with Dave Navarro, and that didn't go down so well.
He
did not like it.
Because I think he had fake hair at that point.
Oh.
I think he was having a transplant and he thought it was a go. Okay. So Elizabeth was this very attractive woman in her 40s that Ash... So you take it from here. You were always meant to be going on dates, and then she'd cancel, and then it was just the weirdest thing. So what happened? You take it from here.
We went out on a sushi date again. It's lots of sushi in LA. And
lots of sushi and lots of older women by the sounds of it.
Absolutely. But this girl, I'm going to send you a photo, Georgia. Real showstopper.
Yeah.
True fantasy land stuff. Weird science. You make your ideal MILF. This woman is it. And
she was very, very attractive.
We used to look at each other working out. And then one day, after about 6 months of just me fully staring at her, she said hello, and then we became friends. And she said, "Can I take some photos of you?"
Beautiful.
I said, "That would be nice." And then she said, "It's FTP or whatever they call it, no money." And then I went round to her house. She took photos of me in underwear. I've still got them. And then she said, "You're going to be a star." And I said, I know. And she said, "I want to represent you." Anyway, she did a couple of things, and then I was filming a TV commercial, and I didn't have. Is this what you're alluding to, Ed? The money I owe her? Yeah. So then I got offered this job where I was a Viking in a Scotch commercial. But to do the commercial, you needed to join the union, and that was going to cost me $3,000. Commercial was only paying $3,000, so I was like, "Sorry, I'm out." Elizabeth, we'll call her Liz. Anyway, she said, "I've got you. It's an investment," and she paid the $3,000. I did the commercial, and then I flew back for your wedding, Ed. And I never went back to LA. But
so you never got the money?
No, I got the money, but I said to Liz, I said, "I'll pay you back." But then she sent me some very, very nasty emails.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? You've been way too nasty to get any of your money back. I was going to pay you back.
Were you? What about the driveway?
Yeah, so this is a great. So after one of the sushi dates, this was fantastic. I was driving a hire Mercedes sports car that I had. Missed that.
It wasn't a hire. It was a
rental.
Your mate, yeah, but it was your mate's car, wasn't it?
Different. No. That was a different Mercedes.
Oh, this is different Mercedes. Okay, so we were blowing money we didn't have on a Mercedes.
It was a good deal. So then Elizabeth goes, "Thank you for a wonderful night." She kissed me in the car. Then she took her top off. And you know, sometimes when you're having a perfect moment in your life and you say to yourself, this is a bit of fun. Enjoy this moment.
On. Recorder. Go recorder mode.
Totally. So
yeah,
then
recorder
she said,
mode.
do you have high beams in this car? And then I said...
Did you say, I'm not the only one?
I know, right? And then I said, of course, it's a Mercedes. She said, keep them as high as possible. So I flick the high beams on. She gets out of the car and then she gets fully nude and does a strip show in front of the high beams, right? And then she's dancing to no music.
Is she drunk?
Hey, Jorja.
Ship court. And then she's doing the dancing. But you know what? The artistic kind of sensibilities of Elizabeth, then the gate closed ever so slowly. And it was like the curtain closing. And the last, I had the beams. By this, I'm trying to move the car to get the beams on her more. And then she gave me a wave, fully nude, kiss, goodbye. What a wonderful night.
And then she just picked up her clothes and went to bed.
She had to come back and get them.
Yeah.
Listening for the car to go. So she could come back out and get her clothes. And her neighbours, hey Liz, oh great, were you doing that? Yeah, just doing the dancing routine again. Yeah.
Another night in LA.
Yeah, just doing the dance. Yeah. What a night, Ash.
Ed, I feel like I should pay her back. You know what? If we get rich soon, we pay her back.
Beautiful.
If your job seeker payment comes through.
Yeah.
Where are we at, job seekers?
Are you going for it, George?
Yeah. Except because it took me like 3 hours to fill it in the other day.
Well, 3 hours.
How long did it take you?
I got rejected. Yeah, go Ash.
Well, I think I've filled out the wrong form. It took me like 20 seconds.
No, that's how long it's meant to take you. I pressed the wrong button. Hang on. Can we just go back? Ed goes, I wasn't accepted. Are you for real?
It's a joke, George.
Oh, if you applied for it, I'd tell you what.
Now, listen, before we finish up, you two, we do need to get to some Dancing with the Stars news. I've got an article here about Grant Denyer and Amanda Keller that I want your counsel on.
Please.
You know, Ed Cavalier was the source.
Now, what is this? It's Amanda versus Grant, from jiving to jealousy. Egos and insecurities are driving a huge wedge between the co-hosts. Do you know anything about this?
Well, no, read the bit, the key bit. When did it all take place? When did it all blow up?
According to the source, their relationship crumbled. It hit a low point recently when Amanda stormed off set during Travis Cloak's final episode. They're competing for jokes and who has the best chemistry with the contestants. It's not hard to imagine the show coming back next year and two hosts becoming one, quips the insider, who insisted network execs wouldn't hesitate to save a quick buck by removing either of them. Thoughts?
Jorja Freeman. Jorja.
I mean, we all know that that's a very, what magazine is that in?
Women's Day.
Factual, isn't it? Very factual.
Very factual. Look, I can tell you, I can only say what would happen is I would run, this is true, I would wait to see, they would tell me something of what they were thinking about saying to me, Ash, and then I would
do joke, joke, because Ed would never ever say any of his jokes in rehearsal. He had the same line every single week in dress rehearsal when they'd ask him something, and he would just go a joke, joke.
Yeah.
It's very awkward.
Yeah, but that's how you've got to do it. Otherwise,
on.
you're not going to get the reaction.
How is that awkward?
Because every week for 9 weeks, it was the same thing. Same thing. I think even one day I said it myself because I knew what he was going to say.
But George, that's how we got good jokes out.
Anyways, so Amanda and Grant, though, I didn't think they didn't do that to each other.
No.
But the bit that I don't understand is they said that they were competing for jokes, but all their jokes are written for them.
Who writes them?
So,
Well, Des Dowling writes the script, but then if something happens, they, ad-lib off the top. But I think you'll find that they work, because I saw them working with Des on the jokes. So it's an odd thing to be competing for jokes when, you know what I mean? Like it's not, so it's not true, but I hope it's true.
Okay. Not true, but we hope it's true.
Yeah, I hope it's true.
Ed's vying for the host position next year.
Yeah, me and who would I do it with? I do it with Georgia, but we fight too much. We never get to the dancing.
Well, here's something. That I know why you fight with Georgia. I've got it for you. So when we were trying to organise this this record, I was messaging Georgia. Okay. Now I'm going to read you what I wrote to her. I wrote, "Hey Georgia, you free tomorrow at 12 to podcast with me and Ed?" She said, long story, no, right? I wrote back, "No worries. How about Monday at 11 or 12? Question mark. She wrote back, "That's good for me." I wrote, "Cool. Which one, 11 or 12? She writes, "Either. Should we do Monday? Question mark. I wrote back, "Yes, that's what I've said. So Monday, 11 or 12. P.S. Are you reading these messages?"
Nope.
And then you've gone, "My God, lol, Corona's got me." And blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Ed, I think I'm on your side now, Ed. How do you do it?
Thank you. Thank you.
Ash, can you imagine? That's like me during Corona where I'm fresh. I've got plenty of sleep. Like, can you imagine 8 weeks deep into dance rehearsals every day with Ed? Like, I would have been worse.
Mate.
Golly gosh.
I kept you sharp.
Obviously.
Show us the brownies before we go.
Yeah, show us the brownies.
You want to see the brownies? Right.
There we go. Everyone can't wait to see the brownies. Going back to LA, Ed, my old housemate used to make brownies. Fucking used to eat them all.
Yeah.
Because she didn't eat them. Weirdly enough, she made them and didn't eat one.
She was an odd person. Then you shit on her couch. That told her.
I did shit.
You shit on a couch.
And I said, "It's just brownies, relax." Yeah.
Like that. Did it look like that?
Oh, you.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know why I put some basil in there.
To make it a salad.
That's yummy.
Bring me some brownies. Don't be so selfish.
Send Ed some brownies, but Ed, you won't eat them.
No, I'm at the edge.
Tell Ash what you're angry about today.
Jeff ate all my Easter eggs. I had some in a Ziploc bag that I was hiding. So I had 5 Easter I was going to eat over the next 6 months, and she'd eaten them.
Yeah, but Ed, there's a statute of limitations on holding chocolate, bro.
Bullshit.
Side. Yeah, man.
It's not.
It's fucking every man for themselves. My brother gave me an Easter egg for Easter. I went round there the next day. And he goes, "Oh, you didn't get it last night? I've eaten it." I said, "Mate, give me 24 hours, you dog."
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 24 hours at least.
That's ridiculous. Less than 24.
And he goes, "Mate, you had your chance to take it." I said,
"That's bullshit."
I know he's an idiot.
All right. Well, this has been a joy. Do you know what I would like?
What?
Yes, mate.
I would like you two to do one without me that I will then listen to and review.
Oh, I don't know about that, Ed.
Well, I mean, there's much to talk about, but I've got 3 things. Tickles, shitting on the couch.
You know what? This is going to be a good test. Here's the thing, Georgia. We should be able to bring Ed Cavalier's stories unabated and really have a swing without Ed sitting there going, "That's not fair. You guys are ganging up."
Let's
have a go.
See, I'll probably forget the in-studio ones from the.
Yeah, okay. She's got an issue. Now, Ash, you know how we do. I like to be clear on distinctions between things that are said that can be repeated and things that can't.
Yeah.
And I'm somewhat adamant on the distinctions between those two things.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, Ed. Sorry.
She has an issue.
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
We had to institute something called in studio, which meant that she wasn't allowed to go shouting things loudly in groups that I told her.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. When you we were together all day, and some things I could talk about, and some things I couldn't, and I didn't know which I could and I couldn't.
Oh, do you know what, Georgia? I've known Ed for a long time, and I'm just getting a handle on it. So you're doing pretty well.
Yeah. I don't even know what was the one that I really leaked. It was bad, but there was one I leaked bad, and then that's when I had to have an intervention of like, you can't be doing that. But I get in trouble for that stuff all the time because the best stories are the in-studio stories.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I actually appreciate that.
Why don't you tell me those stories? Ed, you can have a listen to it before we release it, and then we'll have a go.
But I'm also just interested to hear you two together without me getting in the way.
Oh, look, listen to him, Ash. He thinks he's like, oh.
It's weird. It's like a voyeur. Like, you know, what are you doing there?
No one can have any other friendship unless it involves him.
Yeah.
He's happy with himself.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it, George.
I want to hear some good stories. Like, there's a lot of stories that you've touched on that I've got so many questions for.
Yeah, this is called Fresh Ears. This was the idea that we would tell some of the classics to you, George, because you have, quote, fresh ears.
Mm.
Because this other thing that Ash does is he details from stories that I've heard a few times for years.
Mm. There was dust on my laptop.
Oh, goodness.
So that's one of those stories I zoned out when you were talking.
That's right.
Happens a lot.
Everyone have a break for the dust on the laptop.
Dust break.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jenny and Garen. Well done. Now, don't forget, subscribe to the Babble, and for all of your Babble needs.
Ed, can I tell you something about the Babble? So when I was in at Nova recording my pod, they've got their 3 most prioritized podcasts on a plasma. Okay. Now remember, I go in there to record my podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have a guess at the 3 podcasts on the plasma. It says our top podcasts. 3.
The Babble.
Babble's 1.
Some stupid true crime waste of time.
That was 1. Yeah, the one with Laurie is on there.
Harvey Weinstein's trial.
So close. Who is Australia's Harvey Weinstein? Osher Gunsberg. There you go. There you go. All right,
I think there's a story there too.
All right, George, what would you like to tell us on the way out, George? What would you like to leave us with?
Stay occupied. Don't neck yourself.
Beautifully said. Hang in there, pardon the pun. Well, for any bonus audio videos, Ed's dwarf photo, patreon.com/Ashwithhim Show. George, you're going to send through.
Subscribe to Husey and Ed too, the podcast. Get that every day. Every now and again, you'll hear bloody Georgia.
And we've got episodes on iTunes. Listen to Ed's show. George, do you want to plug your TikTok again?
Madison's TikTok.
TikTok. My TikTok's Jorja Freeman, I think. Don't do much on it.
Have you done the video I've been telling you to do for 3 weeks?
No, it's not. I reckon. Do you know what, guys? I did it. This is a good one that you should do, right? Because we have a brand new. I'm taking time, but brand new plasma, right? And I saw on TikTok you can AirPlay onto the TV, your computer screen. And Gustavo was playing PlayStation all day yesterday, and I said, "Babes, come in here. I've done something really bad to the TV." And I put I'd smashed the TV up on an AirPlay mirroring.
That's funny.
And it was making different noises. Very good prank.
That's fun.
That is an amazing prank.
That's well done. Did you film the reaction?
Yeah, it was crap though. He's he walked in and he was and then he touched. He's "Oh, you're joking." And he goes, "That was a good one." And then he left. And then he left and went play it again.
You know what,
Well,
George?
you're going to have to do better than that, George.
You need to get one of those that looks like fake spit. Puts fake spit on people's doors. That's another great prank.
Yeah, remember this?
Or I'll just do real ones. That's what I do.
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
Prank or not
do
a
the
prank?
high beam dance.
Yeah.
That'll get him.
There you go.
Yeah, TBC. Stay tuned.
For
Great.
the
George is going to do a
high beam
video
dance.
of herself doing the high beam dance. That'll be great.
Love it.
Can we put that on the Patreon?
We can. Picture Lauren Holly in Dumb and Dumber. We're going to do that.
Oh,
I'll search it.
Yes.
I'm going to search that.
wonderful. It is an amazing scene. That's an amazing scene.
Isn't it the best, Ed? And how good is that scene when you're young and you think you're going to see the high beams
Breasts.
and you get the other high
Yeah.
beams?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do you remember? All right, Ash, for 1,000,000 points. What was the film that you and I are sitting through when we had to go for radio, hating our life, and then all of a sudden it turned into the best film of all time for 10 seconds, and we both let out an audible noise that was not appreciated by all of the other media people that were there to review it?
I got nothing.
All right. So I'll answer to that one next time.
Last episode with Georgia, you said to me, amongst other things, you said, what else do we know that's all the way? We need to address this because there was a glaring omission in the podcast.
Disgusting from you.
All the way is just, it's a thing that Ed and I talk about a lot. I have a friend called Ivan who used to have a chant, and the chant was U.T.A. all the way, U.T.A. here to stay. And he
That was yelled at what time?
5 a.m. outside Silver's in Toorak in Melbourne.
While
And
you were all holding?
baguettes of bread, because the bread would get dropped off. So everyone gets a baguette, and then you chant UTA all the way, UTA here to stay. Now, Georgia, what do you think UTA stands for?
Keep in mind, these are...
I thought you were meaning a UTI. That's what I thought
Very
you were trying
close.
to say.
Very, very close.
Keeping in mind, these are 19-year-old scumbags,
In
and
the
Ash
year
had
2000.
possibly shit his pants at this point as well.
Do you go to the toilet, Ash? Do you go to
I try
the
to.
toilet?
I'm not an absolute pig. I get there 50% of the time. What does, for our last question,
You'll never
what does
get it.
She might.
Get someone to tweet it. If they know, they can answer on your Instagram or
And
something.
that's a good one. What does UTA stand for?
Yep.
By the way, it's pretty gross. That's the
I have no
pod.
idea.
Thank you, Georgia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want those episodes before they go to iTunes, of course, it's patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. And they're also unedited on Patreon for legal reasons and career reasons. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Take care. Bye-bye.